In a time when every penny mattered, when a family's survival depended not on what you had, but on what you could make of what little there was. This was America in the 1930s and 40s, a land of dust, hard winters, and even harder work, but also a land of warmth, of family, of mothers who turned scraps into meals, and children who laughed, even when their bellies were only half full. Back then, a loaf of bread wasn't picked up at the corner store. It was made by hand in small kitchens that smelled of flour and rising yeast, kneaded by calloused hands, baked in cast iron ovens, and shared with whoever sat at the table that day. Butter, real butter, that was a luxury. If you had a cow, you churned it yourself, slowly, patiently, waiting for the cream to turn. For most, there was margarine. Sandwiches weren't just lunch, they were survival between two slices of bread. Meals made not from abundance, but from courage, love, and a little bit of pantry wisdom. Today, we remember cheap, forgotten poverty sandwiches, simple meals that once carried America through its hardest times. Because sometimes the greatest warmth comes not from full plates, but from the hands that made them. Bread and butter sandwich. A simple slice of bread spread with butter, if you were lucky, softened just enough to glide over the crust. A sprinkle of salt, perhaps. Mothers made these in silence, the smell of warm bread filling small kitchens. It was plain, it was honest, and it was enough. Lard sandwich. Imagine warm bread, its surface glistening with homemade lard rendered from last Sunday's bacon drippings. Thick, creamy, slightly salty. It wasn't fancy, but to hungry farm hands and barefoot children, it was pure energy spread thinly over hope. Bacon and peanut butter sandwich. One crisp strip of bacon, crumbled into creamy peanut butter, the smoky, salty crunch folding into the sticky richness. One strip, stretched to feed many. Mothers called it making do. Children called it delicious. Mayonnaise and onion sandwich, sharp onions, sliced paper thin, cooled in water to tame their bite, then layered between slices of soft bread, generously slathered with creamy mayonnaise, tears in your eyes from the onions, and yet a strange comfort in every bite. Bread and milk sandwich, slices of bread, dipped in milk, sprinkled with sugar, soaked until soft. For children, it was dessert. For parents, it was necessity. And yet, the warmth of sweet milk on a cold morning could feel like love in a bowl. Chicken salad sandwich. After Sunday dinner, the final scraps of chicken, chopped fine, mixed with mayonnaise, stretched with diced celery, spread between bread as Monday's lunch. Frugality turned into tenderness, every last piece cherished. Mock chicken sandwich. No chicken? No problem. Bologna and breadcrumbs, seasoned with sage, mimicking something finer. Factories serve these, schools too. An illusion of plenty between two humble slices of white bread. Chicken liver sandwich. Deep, earthy, iron-rich. Chicken livers, chopped small and mixed with onion, sometimes a hint of mayonnaise. A farm child's iron supplement, eaten without complaint. Rich in nourishment, steeped in thrift. Sardine sandwich. Silver fish from the tin, mashed and spread. Salty, briny, tangy with a squeeze of lemon if fortune smiled. Immigrant families carried these flavors from the old world to American lunch pails. A taste of home in unfamiliar streets. Olive loaf sandwich. Slices of pink processed meat, studded with green olives. Laid between white bread, sometimes touched with mustard. A splash of color in otherwise gray days. Cheap, filling, forgettable, yet remembered. Sugar sandwich. A child's sweet escape, buttered bread, dusted with sugar crystals that crunched softly between teeth. Poor man's candy, wrapped in wax paper, tucked into school satchels. Salt sandwich. 2 slices of bread, a smear of margarine, a shake of salt. Nothing more. Perhaps the purest expression of hunger met with quiet resourcefulness. Food, because you had to eat. Molasses sandwich. Sticky and dark, the molasses oozed slowly across the bread surface, sweetness thick like memory. Southern families found comfort in its deep, smoky flavor, a childhood of sticky fingers and full bellies. Grease sandwich. Bacon grease saved in coffee cans, now melted onto bread, golden and fragrant. A sandwich where fat was the flavor, warm, satisfying, a farmer's simple fuel. Apple butter sandwich. Smooth apple butter spread like silk over fresh-baked bread. Sweet and spiced. Autumn captured in a meal. Families who canned their own tasted the memory of harvest long after the last apple fell. Butter and radish sandwich. Crisp radishes sliced thin, laid on buttered bread. Sharp, peppery. A reminder of gardens sprouting life in even the hardest times. A poor man's freshness when meat was scarce. Potato sandwich. Leftover potatoes mashed between bread slices. Salt. Maybe a pat of butter if the week had been good, heavy, filling, energy-packed between crusts, for miners, for workers, for survival. Ketchup sandwich. 2 slices of bread, a squeeze of ketchup, sweet, tart, red against the pale white of bread. Children didn't mind. Parents swallowed their pride, a sandwich that tasted like making do. Onion sandwich. Basic one. Just raw onions layered thick, no mayonnaise, no butter. The bite of bitterness tempered only by hunger itself. Working men carried these in lunch pails. The flavor, sharp. The memory, sharper still. Cabbage sandwich. Steamed cabbage folded into buttered bread, software warm, smelling faintly of earth. Immigrant mothers packed these for their husbands working long hours. Food from the old country and from hard times. Next time you butter your toast or build a sandwich piled high with choice, remember, for many, it wasn't always so. A slice of bread, a spoon of grease, and the love of those who made it, that was enough. And now, let me ask you, which of these sandwiches have you tasted yourself? Share your memories in the comments below.